everyone, and welcome to another video on the LavaBoyo18 channel. This is my first Danganronpa video because I just recently got into Danganronpa and really like it. This video is going to be what if Kaede Akamatsu survived Danganronpa V3. As we all know, Kaede is a fan favorite character, and many people were gutted when she got executed, which is why so many people have written fanfictions on where she survives. In this video, I'm going to see what if Kaede survived Danganronpa V3. Now, this could go a number of ways, but I'm going to do two different timelines in two separate videos. The first one, which is this video, is going to be what if Kaede survived over Shuichi, and the second video is going to be what if Kaede and Shuichi survived together. So with that in mind, let's get started. Chapter 1 goes pretty much the same up until the trial. Now, this is normally when Kaede would get executed. However, the entire point of this video is to have Kaede survive. So instead, Shuichi gets executed for being the #1 prime suspect in the trial up until when Kaede pressured the others to admit that she did it. Now, Chapter 2 doesn't really change too much. With Kaede being here instead of Shuichi, I don't think that Chapter 2 would change much, because Shuichi started his character arc here in the original, and I think Kaede would do the same here. She would join up with Kaito and Maki in the training trio, and with that, Ryoma still dies, and Kirumi still gets executed for his murder. Chapter 3, however, is when things start to get interesting. Angie still dies. That's a given. The Necronomicon motive is what ultimately led to her death in the first place. But does Tenko also die? I say no. Tenko doesn't die because she wouldn't join the student council. In canon, the student council is Angie, Gonta, Himiko, Kibo, and Tsumugi, with Tenko joining later. However, in this canon, Tenko would not join because she would be too paranoid about Angie getting close to Himiko. And obviously, the black end of this case wouldn't target Kaede, Kaito, or Maki. Neither would they target Kokichi or Miu because they don't like them. And since Tenko survives, who do they target here? Well, I think the answer is Himiko. Himiko dies in Chapter 3. However, even if only one of those victims is a woman, Korekio is still screwed no matter what. His motive is his sister, and Korekio will be motivated to kill only women for the sake of his sister, which would be, of course, creepy and therefore get him executed. Chapter 4 now. Now, in canon, Kokichi had manipulated Gonta to kill Miu. However, in this canon, he's not going to kill Miu. Kokichi would probably still orchestrate this chapter's murder. However, he probably motivates someone else to murder Gonta instead. Now, who does Kokichi out as the murderer in Chapter 4's case? As in canon, he basically outed Gonta as the murderer. Now, I personally think that Gonta's murderer would be Tenko, because without Shuichi there, Tenko would still believe that all men are perverted, even Gonta, who wants to be a gentleman. So without Shuichi there to basically blow her mind that her Aikido master is a male as well, I think Tenko would kill Gonta and Kokichi would use that to out her as the murderer. So that means Tenko is executed with a groping machine, which is her unused execution. So now we move on to Chapter 5, and we're down to the final 7. Now, Chapter 5 would probably go the same way. Kokichi and Kaito are both in the Exisals. Kokichi would still be murdered, and Kaito would take the fall to save his friends, especially Kaede and Maki. And so with that, we move on to Chapter 6 and the final 5. Now, in this version of events, Kaede would absolutely be able to suspect Tsumugi as the mastermind and Rantaro's killer. However, unlike Shuichi, who was more of in shock, Kaede would have a more explosive reaction to Tsumugi killing Rantaro and essentially framing Shuichi, getting him executed for no good reason. So Tsumugi still dies, and Kibo still blows himself up to save his friends, which means that Kaede, Maki, and Mew are the survivors. Well, that does it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe for more content, and I will see you next time.